It's Monday night, and we're feeling all right. Episode 490. I think we may be cruising at a high altitude tonight. If you know, you know. Make sure your tray tables are in the upright position and your seatbelts are on as we're on a Jets flight tonight on the Flex Zone. Episode 490, an illustrious guest joining us here in the Man Cave. We got to talk about the NBA playoffs. East, West, who goes to the finals, and the NFL schedule is out. What do we like? What do we don't like? And what team look to be in a prime position in 2025? You guys know the drill. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell. Episode 490 coming to you live. More anticipated than the NFL schedule released, and it is released. It is the Flex Zone podcast, fellas. Only place giving you sports how you want it,
when you need it,
getting you through your sports weekend and starting your week off on a good foot, giving it to you how you want it when you need it. All the social media, you guys know it by now. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the bell, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. We're bringing the energy, as mentioned. Make sure your seatbelts are on and your tray tables are in the upright position as we take a nice flight tonight. But cannot do the show alone. Yours truly, God's favorite host, kicking things off with my social media brethren, the man who makes the streams pristine, Big Rauch. How you feeling, man? Another week as we head towards Memorial Day. And I'm sure you will be looking for the cookouts with the meat as well.
No bread, no water, just meat.
Finish him, Daddy.
That's one big son of a bitch!
What's going on, Rauch?
What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Big Rauch. I'm here another Monday. This is what we do. Have a great guest tonight. We're actually talking to the New York Jets tonight, so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. Can't wait to talk to this wonderful guy coming up.
We're taking it down to D.C. with the Commandalorian. I want to know what he feels about the schedule, but we gotta play his theme song.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up. Commanders. We fight for RDC. Who are we? The Commanders.
Stupid. Just stupid. Well, now that's goofy. Jam. Oh, jam.
Cravante.
I just want my guests. I just want our guests to know that I do not approve of that song. But they played it and they play it and they play it and eventually it's stuck. So I guess I'm stuck with it till they come up with something else. But yes, it's Monday night again. ready to get it started, man. As a Commanders fan, I am having a great off season. I'm having a phenomenal off season, but we could talk a little bit about it along with the New York Jets in a few.
Last but not least, the OTC, the tribal chief, the co-founder, along with the brother you just saw, Cravante, the dean of Balsall Hard University, the man who makes the drinks meaner than Tamina, the pride of Eastside Savior Misbehavior, my brother, the Sultan of Suave, Drizzy Dre, what's up?
Make a 5-2, the Samoan werewolf. I love you solo.
Hey man, I'm really good. I'm really good. You know, our guests, you know, we were talking in some New York stuff, and then last night, I don't know if y'all caught it, but my Yankees with that grand slam, baby. I was so happy, man. I was like, you know what? We're going back to the ship.
Bro, y'all already won a division. You don't have to play any more games. The only team over 500 in the American League East. Terrible.
Bro, I saw that last night, man. Everybody was looking at me like, what in the world is he jumping up and down for? I'm like, man, y'all don't know. We going back.
Yes, y'all are going back. I will say that proudly on this show, and I'll say it again. But, Dre, always good to see you. Always good to see everybody
you too,
in the chat as well. Monday nights, we get together and we have a little fun. And this brother is finally joining us. I've been hounding him through email. He is joining us from the wonderful state of New Jersey. He's repping the New York teams. We're going to get to his Knicks, obviously, as well. We got to ask him about that. But he is the man from the show that if you don't know about it already, you need to go subscribe. If you go look in our chat right now, before we do anything else, go ahead, click that beautiful link. Let's Talk Jets Radio. We got the one, the only, the face that runs the place, Tyson Rauch, joining us here on the Flex Zone podcast. He's talking Jets, he's talking Knicks, everything New York. Put your hands together and make some noise for him here on the Flex Zone. What's up, Tyson?
What's up, folks? How you guys doing?
Great, brother. How you feeling, man?
We're good, man. Good.
Thanks for having me. I definitely appreciate it. This is a lot of fun.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, we appreciate you, man. Let the people know. We always like to tell people who you are. Let the people know how to keep up with you and what do you do on these YouTube streets, the great content that led us to find you as well.
Well, I'm with Let's Talk Jets. We've been around probably on YouTube, probably 6 or 7 years. We cover the Jets uncensored, 24/7. And our goal is to be the voice of the fans. For a long time, the media said, you know, the fans think this. I'm like, how do you know what the fans think? We're actually the fans. Let us speak our minds. And we do it pretty well, I think. They're not a very good team. So it's a lot of chaotic content, but we do our best.
Raj, you want to kick things off? Because you are the person who opened my eyes to the wonderful good brothers at Let's Talk Jets Radio. And we watch them before we do our little post game sometimes on with the Ravens.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. They keep it real over there. The New York Jets is messing up. Tyson's going in. Sometimes it's on a stream. Actually, all the time it's on a stream. And then he does his own personal stream and he goes in again. And that joint is just hilarious, man. And I enjoy the passion. Especially, you know, when a team like the Jets should be a lot better than what they are, honestly. The roster, to me, always screams that they have a great defense. But it seems like the coaching is always messed up or the quarterback is not quarterbacking. So it's just always something, you know, crazy going on with the Jets. And to be honest with you, they really should be a better team. But my first question is this, Tyson. Well, what made you want to come up with the YouTube channel about the Jets?
Well, it's funny. We used to do like an internet radio show on Blog Talk Radio, and we had like cell phones calling into a virtual studio, and we would take calls endlessly. And then once COVID came up, everybody's like, hey, you guys should go on YouTube and make videos. I'm like, nobody wants to watch us. Like, nobody cares. Like, nobody wants to see this. And we tried it out, and all of a sudden we started doing live streams and taking calls and interacting with people. And it just became like, it became a lot of fun, gave us something to do. And then we met so many people and had so many interactions that were interesting. And it just kind of came out of nowhere, to be honest with you. It wasn't intentional. It was just something that we did out of just sitting home every day, you know?
What happened with the Aaron Rodgers project last year?
That was
Tell him, Raj. No, you are Aaron Rodgers fanboy. Tell him the
I
truth.
am. I like Aaron. I do. I like Duck. I call him Duck Dodgers. I love Duck Dodgers. He was great. He's a great quarterback.
But explain to the guests why you call him Duck, though. You can't just throw the name Duck Dodgers out there.
Because he's great. He's great. He was awesome in his Packer days. he could do no wrong. You know what I'm saying? So I figured, he's the Packers don't want him anymore. He's feeling a certain type of way. The Jets is like, come on to New York, we're gonna make you, great, and the whole situation is gonna be great. And I'm just like, okay, I'm feeling it a little bit, but I'm like, something's weird. Something weird. This is a little weird. And then all of a sudden, he's on Pat McAfee every week, and I'm like, what are you doing on Pat McAfee? So I don't know, but from a New York Jets fan's perspective, like, what happened?
Well, we sold our soul for him. We thought we were a quarterback away, so why not get one of the best ever to play the game to save the day and win a Super Bowl? And I think they were probably 2 years ago. They're probably poised to be better. Then he got hurt week 1, and the first series was, it was like, you've got to be kidding me. Tore an ACL. He rushed back to get back by the end of the season. They weren't in the playoff hunt, so he didn't come back. But I think that accelerated recovery probably wasn't the best plan for him. I think in the offseason, he was still trying to get caught up and get healthy. He came into this year probably not still fully healthy, and they wasn't playing well until the end of the season. So it was just nothing went right. I mean, he brought in Hackett with him. Nate Hackett was his self-appointed offensive coordinator. He wasn't any good. There were so many things that went wrong. Bad coaching, it could go wrong. It did go wrong. And it seemed like Aaron Rodgers was there to save the day. And in the fourth quarter, game on the line, he wasn't making the throws. He was throwing interceptions, incomplete passes, missing plays. Like, we thought he was the missing piece, and he wasn't. He was actually contributing to the losses. So that made things even worse. And it spiraled out of control. You brought in Devontae Adams. That didn't help. Like, they literally did everything to try to win games, and it all backfired. So now you're stuck with a complete rebuild, no quarterback, no coach, no general manager, and now chasing playmakers in the draft and everywhere else.
Well, speaking of people that you guys brought in, Aaron Rodgers was one situation, but Hassan Reddick. Oh. What? I can already tell by you elaborate on that.
You know what it was? When they lost Bryce Huff and they let him walk, which pissed us all off. But they pivoted by trading for Hassan Reddick, who in Philadelphia openly said he wanted a new contract. He earned a new contract. He wanted a new contract. So when you trade for a player like that, you assume, guess what? He's going to get the contract here. Because why else would you trade for him? You don't want to inherit a problem and keep the problem. You want to inherit the problem, address it, and have a player for the next couple of years as a good pass rusher. They trade for him, no new contract. Then he holds out. It's just like, what are we doing? So now the guy that you need to contribute is not even in camp, not learning defense, not in shape. And by the time he does come into the season, he had no impact at all. He wasn't making a tackle a game. He did absolutely nothing. So you lost your draft pick, you lost that cap space, and you got zero return on the investment at all. It was a complete waste of time. And I actually liked the player. It was just handled so terribly.
Now, I know you gave a lot of slack to Robert Saleh. And I forgot what the other coach's name was that y'all had. The guy with the big eyes. Is it Adam Gase?
Yep.
Yeah, I know you gave a lot of slack to those guys. And rightfully so, because they did a lot of pivoting. They did a lot of shucking and jiving. They was just giving you the runaround.
Yep.
How do you feel about your new head coach, Aaron Glenn?
Well, I mean, I think he's the right guy at the right time. He's a former Jet, and he has a no-nonsense mindset after the last two coaches that had no clue. I mean, there was like a rudderless ship with no leadership, no direction, no accountability. And he comes in hard-nosed, man. He's a Parcells disciple. Oh, bringing me back to this guy. But you have...
Sorry, Tyson. Sorry.
That guy, he killed my liver, this guy. It's just... Oof. But, I mean, Aaron Glenn's a no-nonsense guy, man. Parcells, Sean Payton, Bill Belichick, Pete Carroll. He learned from all those guys. And this may be what this team needs. The only problem is it's all the inexperienced offensive coordinator. Like, you're doing that first-time head coach, first-time coordinator thing again, which we've seen in the past has not worked for the Jets. So hopefully it's different. But he wanted the job. And the one thing that's good about him is he's been with the Jets when they sucked, and he was here when they turned around and rebuilt it. He was actually a player during that whole time. So he's actually experienced it in New York. So he should know kind of how to handle it. But now it comes down to who's his quarterback. How does the quarterback play? And his first choice was Justin Fields. So that's kind of determined where he goes, is how good your quarterback plays.
Speaking of quarterbacks, how do you feel about the Zach Wilson situation?
You guys just trying to make me mad, aren't you? You're trying to make me mad. You're giving me Gase, Zach Wilson. We're going to mention Sam Darnold and Geno Smith, too.
They're coming.
I say, list them all, man.
Oof. I think Zach Wilson's a very nice guy. He's a nice kid. Came from a good family. He was the wrong guy at the wrong time for the wrong team. It was just wrong, man. It's just he was eaten alive by the Jets, where they didn't give him the proper coaching. They didn't give him playmakers. They gave him no support. You can't have a rookie quarterback with nobody behind him pushing him. Like a veteran should be behind him. They had like Mike White behind him. They had nobody behind him. So like they kind of threw him to the wolves, and he was eaten alive. Saleh was in over his head. The one thing they had, hopefully, was Greg Knapp before it was that he passed away. Unfortunately, Greg Knapp was supposed to be his like consultant, his kind of like quarterback whisperer. But unfortunately, he passed away. They couldn't make up for that. Then he brought in his own personal quarterback coach. That didn't work. So Zach he never got better. He got worse. And it got to the point where we were just happy with him being a game manager, completing like 10 out of 15 passes. Like, that's it. Just throw for 110 yards. Our defense can win games. But he was just putrid. It was as bad as it gets. And once you lose your confidence as a quarterback, you're never going to be any good.
How you feeling about the latest draft that we had? How do you feel about some of your draft picks that you picked up so far?
I mean, I like Membu. They got Membu in the first round, so you solidify your offensive line. That made a lot of sense. Now you have 5 starters that can be like the anchor of your team. I like Mason Taylor, the tight end. Made a lot of sense there too. After that, you start wondering what they're doing, because they had what A.Z. Thomas corner, Arian Smith, the wide receiver from Georgia. Everybody says, "Oh, great speed." You also like college football and drops, which isn't good. So you have great speed, but you have a lot of drops. It's an interesting class, but I think the Jets, we don't know what they are. So you don't know how they're going to be coached up, how they're going to use these guys. And I think the most important thing is solidify the offensive line and add playmakers. And hopefully they did that.
Keep an eye out for Malachi Moore, Tyson. I think you might like him. I think you might like him. Cravante, I know if you want to slide in your quarterback guy who's now his guy.
Justin Fields I'm hoping, man.
Hey, man, listen, I was a huge Justin Fields guy. Big time, big time player, big time program. How I'm diving back into your memory bank for this one, but what was your take on Zach Wilson and Justin Fields coming out of college?
I think after that one bowl game, everybody loved Justin Fields. Like, great athlete. He could run. He took a beating. He kept throwing touchdowns. Like, you're like, this is our quarterback. This is our guy. And then everybody got enamored with Zach Wilson's pro day. He did all these fancy throws and, Brett Favre 2.0. And he's got all this moxie, all this swag. And all of a sudden, Justin Fields was an afterthought. Like, once that media firestorm went, everybody bought into it. Like, oh, this kid's like the next big thing. We got to go there. And I'm telling you, early on, you could see it. Like, man, this kid doesn't have it. Like, you could see it. He was like a deer in headlights. And when players gravitate to leaders, players will gravitate towards your quarterback if they like him, they believe in him, or they know there's a future with him. They weren't gravitating towards Zach. Like, you could see early warning signs. Like, this ain't going to work. And that's, you saw the opposite with Justin Fields, especially in college, where everybody loved him, and it's just, it was sad to see how it worked out with him in Chicago, because I think they kind of failed him as well. But Zach Wilson it was all off that workout. It was also a COVID year too. So there wasn't like all these different workouts. Like, you didn't get that same level of analysis that you probably get in other years. So it was a huge mistake by the Jets.
Can I ask a question? What the hell is an ambassador, Woody Johnson?
Oh, that guy. He is the worst, man. He is the worst. I mean, he was just voted the worst owner in sports. He's the worst owner. He is a complete clown. Do you watch the draft calls when they call like the rookies during the draft?
Yeah.
It's the cringiest friggin' phone calls ever. Like, you start to like, you get like your skin starts crawling. You're like, what is this guy saying? It's awkward. It's creepy. It's just that guy.
So you think Woody Johnson is worse than James Dolan?
100%, 1,000%, easily. And I James Dolan figures it out eventually. Just look at him. Did you see the chain? Did you see the chain he used to wear? He used to wear the Woody chain on the big Woody chain. It looked ridiculous.
Yeah, I used to think it was James until
I
think James had to take a step back, and that's what I think Woody needs to. If Woody just takes a step back, you guys will do fine. But
trust me, I know you've been suffering with him. Oh, I heard plenty of your takes on Woody Johnson.
You ever see him though? He wears like the white hat, the white shirt, and this big diamond necklace has Woody. Bro, you're in
Yeah.
your 70s. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, that's the owner of our friggin' team. That's the guy that looks your players in the locker room and says, you know what? I want to see you guys play hard every Sunday. Are you kidding me?
He's iced out, man.
Ridiculous.
And didn't he have a son? His son picking
Yeah.
players from Madden or something?
Yeah, Brick Johnson handed out game balls. Like, it's just, you can't make it up, man. You could be having a bad day. The Jets will find a way to make it worse with things like that. Every time.
But I mean, okay, y'all been pretty bad, you know. I think last winning season was when y'all made it to the AFC Championship game in 2012.
14 years, no playoffs.
Crazy. How do you feel about this team so far this year? The build of it, Justin Fields. How is NY? Are they feeling a little bit more to it since Aaron Glenn is taking over?
I think, to be honest with you, a good portion of the fan base is just defeated. When you bring in Aaron Rodgers for 2 years and you go backwards, I think a lot of fans just lost belief at this point. They're not buying into anything. They're not going to believe in anything. They're about like actions, not actions, not words. Like, they want to see this team compete week in and week out. They want to see them win games. If not, nobody's buying in. Like, they're just battered and bruised at this point. I don't blame them. Like, to me, I like it. It's a young team. Like, Justin Fields is young. They're all young. Maybe you get lightning a bottle, be a blue collar team that surprises people, but it's not an easy sell to a lot of this fan base, man. You're showing the schedule right now. Look at the first 3 games: Steelers, Bills, Tampa.
Well, Tyson, I think you should have some optimism, because I'm telling you now, you guys will win week 1. Book it. You will win week 1 over the Steelers, and you may win week 2 over Buffalo. Buffalo's puffing their chests out, but they haven't done anything either. Remember, division games are always tough. If you guys start 2-0, I don't think it'll be a lost season, but I do think week 1 you can go take that to the bank. Y'all winning that.
I would love to beat Aaron Rodgers week 1. I would love to beat him up just for all the pain he gave us for the last 2 years. I would love that, man.
What you think about the schedule? Because I know you go to a lot of the games, especially like the home openers.
It's tough, man. Like, you don't know what we are. Like, you have to have faith in like a good offensive line, good running game. Justin Fields can manage the game. And then you got to see a lot better defense. Hopefully Aaron Glenn can clean it up. But look at that lineup, man. Like, there's all playoff teams. The Cowboys are going to be better depending on the coach. Denver's good. Carolina is getting better. Bengals are a playoff team. You gotta survive the first half of the season and make a run towards the end to maybe get like 7-8 wins, hopefully. But it's tough sledding, man.
Let me ask you about some of the people in media, like the Craig Carltons or the Mike Greenbergs of the world. How do you feel about them when they're, Jets fans and they're out there, and then it's like you can just tell it's just a bad day when you guys aren't there?
Mike Greenberg's a fraud. Like, he's just not I hope you guys aren't affiliated with them, right? But like, there he is.
No.
We're not. We're totally independent, man.
We love it.
He's a fraud. Like, he's like made for TV takes, and it's like he represents himself as the voice of the fans. He could not be further. He's just not. He says things like, "Bro, you're trying to buy like subscriptions or sell takes or sell views, something like that." Because it's just not what we look at. And Craig Carton is like, he's kind of like a shock jock. I actually like Craig. But he's not representative of what we are. That's why a lot of the Jets YouTubers get a lot more views than some of these guys do, because it's not the true voice of what we're all talking about. You don't have the same experiences. You don't have the same viewpoints. It's just very, very different. But Greenberg annoys me to no end, man. The way he carries on and acts all pathetic, I'm like, you don't represent me, dude. Not even close.
Well, we appreciate your honesty, man.
It's true, though. Like, but you guys, when you have a team that you love and you have a guy acting like an ambassador that doesn't reflect what you really believe in your fan base, it has to piss you off. It has to, because it's like, dude, you're making us like idiots. Like, we're not this like lame fan base that's a sucker that buys into half this stuff. We know what's going on,
Trust me, we feel like that as Ravens fans. Whenever Lamar does good, everybody's with him, and then next thing you know, he has one bad play. Yep. Or a bad game, and then it's like the media just hops on. It's like, dude, this is not what you're all talking about.
Yep. It's very, very predictable. Like, there's like a lot of these guys, I can predict their article before they even write it. Because I know exactly, like, when the play happens, something happens, you can already know what they're going to say. And a lot of times it's not true. It's just clickbait. It's just to get attention. It's all it's there for.
Yeah. I know we were talking before we got on, and you were saying that you kind of felt like that about like Rex Ryan, if he had became coach again, that he was kind of clickbait.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Rex he was probably one of the best coaches the Jets had. He beat the Patriots. They had 2 great runs, but he's a lot of bravado, a lot of talk. And after the last couple of years, we need less circus, less nonsense, and more like just clean it up now. Like just silence, hard work, win games. And he's too involved in the media, man. I know he wanted the job badly. He was begging for the job, literally begging for it. But also it's like, can he develop a quarterback? He never really did that. He kind of hurt Mark Sanchez, So it's appreciate the guy for what he did with the Jets, but I think maybe he'd be a defensive coordinator. And that was the other thing too. If he'd go back in the NFL and be a defensive coordinator somewhere and have success and work his way back up, but he kind of went to the Jets, the Bills, and then to TV as a coach since. So I don't know. I think it kind of passed him by a little bit.
Well, I do.
Go ahead, Drake, because then I'll switch
I do
gears.
got to ask this one question before we transition. How does one become a Jets fan?
Oh, that's a good question.
I wish I wasn't. You know what happened? My entire family. I live down the Jersey Shore. My entire family is Giant fans. Everybody's Giant fans. But back years ago, it was a waiting list to get into games, like for season tickets, whatever else. So tickets were hard to come by. So my father was offered tickets to a Jet game. I wanted to go to a game so bad. I'm like, I just want to go to a football game. I want to see a game. He's like, you know what? We'll go to a Jet game, whatever. It's free tickets. We'll go. So we go there. And as a kid, you see like the tailgating, the smoke, the barbecue. I'm like, this is awesome. And you go inside the stadium and they're doing the Jets chant. And I'm like, this is awesome. Like everybody's yelling at once. And the one game the Jets win like 42-7, I was at. So I'm like, wait, the crowd is awesome. This green team's winning games. They must be an awesome team. So I had no idea as a kid. You have no idea what's going on, right? I became a fan that day. I'm like, I like this green team. And my dad's like, you've got to be kidding me. I'm like, all the things to happen. Like, I brought you to an NFL game just to give you the experience of going to a game that shut me up. And I became a fan of the team that he actually hated. That's what happened. It was pure luck.
And you never thought about switching back?
Nope. I'm loyal, man. Like, I just thought it was so cool. And the Jets won. Like, they won that week. And the following week, they won again. I'm like, Dad, this team always wins. Like, you don't understand. This is a great team. And he
Dad
knew.
was like, no, you don't understand.
I wish I never went to that game.
I mean, I can understand. That's how I felt about the Ravens when I went to a game as a kid. I mean, after the first Super Bowl, I mean, it was a little rocky in between those years, but I mean, I get it. You go to an event and it's the greatest thing ever. And then you watch exactly what goes on and you still feel the same exact way, but it's like, damn, I wish this team could be better. But they keep leading us astray,
You're lucky. As a Ravens fan, you're lucky though. All you have is winning and a great coach and a great quarterback.
Yes, we are.
We're very lucky.
Yeah, we are spoiled.
We're very spoiled, Tyson. I say it all the time. Most spoiled fan base in the NFL, probably.
I tell them all the time.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You would know. You would know.
Yeah, look, my cousin Ty, when he was with us, he said that. He still tells me that.
What are y'all going to do with these 2022 draft picks, Tyson? Because it was a great class. Sauce Gardner, who's goofy for off the field stuff. I'm not going to get into that. If you know who he's dating, that's why. Yep. Garrett Wilson, the Ohio State, him and Justin Fields, I think are going to make magic. Jermaine Johnson, who I wanted the Ravens to draft, they didn't take him. And Breece Hall, who we were hearing rumors about possibly a trade. You can't sign everybody unless you're the Bengals, but who are you going to sign?
I mean, that's a great question. You want to keep Sauce. I mean, Sauce had a down year last year, but he's arguably one of the top 3-4 corners in the NFL. And you figure under Aaron Glenn he'll play better. You got to assume that's going to happen. Garrett Wilson's a curveball because you wonder if Garrett Wilson actually wants to stay here. I know Justin Fields is here, but I think he wants a high-profile offense, a big-time quarterback. He wants big-time numbers to make the Pro Bowl. He's not getting it with the Jets. Can they guarantee he's going to get it anytime soon? He may be the one that they may want to pay him. He may want out. We don't know yet. Jermaine Johnson coming off an injury. Probably don't have to pay him this year. I love Jermaine Johnson. He's definitely a cornerstone of your team. Breece Hall, to me, is the odd man out. And I like Breece. I respect Breece. Before the injury, he was great. Since then, he's been kind of inconsistent. You saw some good things towards the tail end of last year. But where the Jets are right now, do you want to pay him $12 million next year when you got to pay Sauce, Garrett, Jermaine, maybe re-sign AVT or somebody else? Like, you got to allocate your money to different areas. And you have Braylon Allen behind him and Isaiah Davis. So it's not saying that Braylon Allen is Breece Hall, but, in terms of where money is, it's just – and Breece wants big money. There's no secret about that. So that's why before the draft, everybody's like, can you trade him? I think the Jets would have liked to, but nobody wants him because you're not going to give up draft compensation plus a big contract. So if anything, maybe for the trade deadline, you could trade him if he's playing well and looks okay, because I think he's going to walk in the offseason. He's not going to be here.
Can we switch gears? We're switching gears.
Let's do it.
There's a team in New York that is going to the conference finals for the first time in 25 years since the year 2000. Your Tyson, your New York Knicks are headed to the Eastern Conference Finals to play the Indiana Pacers the last time they met. It's like deja vu all over again. You couldn't write a better script there. Had the WWE moment with Halliburton and Jalen Brunson. I know you'll be seated in front of your television Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Yep.
How are you feeling, and how is the vibe in the tri-state area right now?
It's amazing, man. You see blue and orange everywhere. I mean, this team has galvanized everybody. We're talking about this before the show. Like in New York, you have the Yankees and Mets, everybody's divided. Jets, Giants, everybody's divided. Nobody cares about the Brooklyn Nets. Nobody cares about them whatsoever. It's a Knicks town. And when they play like this city is on fire. Like you see T-shirts, jerseys, hats everywhere. The bars are all full. And it's exciting, man, because nobody thought they'd beat Boston. I kind of thought they were going to get killed, too. I was like, they're not going to beat the Celtics. Regular season, they kicked their ass. You're like, it's not going to happen. And then they just surprised you. They played better defense. Jalen Brunson's been incredible. A guy that we all kind of discounted when they got him. Like, he's not going to be a star. And he's been better than most players the Knicks have ever had. So it's exciting, man. Nobody thought we'd be here. Now it's like, make a run at it because nobody has a title. Like the Pacers don't have one. You know, it's Timberwolves would be interesting with Julius, but we'll see. It's exciting. I can't wait. Because like the Knicks are irrelevant, man. They made so many bad choices over the years with Phil Jackson and all these different, like almost similar to the Jets. They had made all these dumb moves, and you didn't want to watch them anymore. You got tired of watching them. It's just, and now it's like they're fully back, it's awesome for the city.
Will you be attending the games or tailgate or anything?
There's like a lot of viewing parties. The games are expensive, man. You're looking at almost $1,000 for like the nosebleeds up by the lights. You're watching on the big screen. You can't even see the players. Prices are insane right now because it's such a hot ticket because they haven't been good in forever. Like this is like the biggest ticket around. So there's a lot of viewing parties all around the Garden, all around the state. There's all kinds of Knicks parties. So I'll go to those.
So do you feel like I don't remember the year, fellas, but I remember Ray Lewis saying that when you don't have football, like crime goes up. Is that kind of how it feels like in New York with the Knicks? Like crime just is down. Everybody's happy for once.
Everybody's happy, man. It is a whole different vibe, a whole different energy right now because we're not used to it. It's been 25 years, man. And to see the way, and it's the way they won too, where they're the underdogs, they scratched, they clawed, they fought back, like come from behind wins the first two games. You're like, oh, this is crazy. Come back from 20. So it's a team you can really buy into. Like the Knicks fan likes those hard-nosed teams. That's what made us all fans back with, the John Starks and all those guys. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's a very easy team to believe in. And they got a little swag to them now. Even Cat played aggressive, which was crazy. So yeah, man, everybody's excited. Like Wednesday night's going to be great.
Well, what do you think the prediction is? Well, I'm pretty sure you're probably picking the Knicks, but do you think you're going to go 5, 6, or 7? How do you think it's going to go?
This game makes me nervous. Or this series makes me nervous because they may have a big emotional letdown because they celebrated so much beating the Celtics. It almost reminds me of the Jets when they beat the Patriots, where they thought they arrived. Then they go out to Pittsburgh and get their asses kicked for the first half of the game because they didn't show up. They were emotionally deflated. But the benefit is you have 7 games, not 1. So I'm worried that their first game or two, they're going to be flat, trying to find themselves, and they're down 2 games to none. Now you're like, oh, what happened? That's my concern. But I think it goes 7, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be hard fought. These teams don't like each other. So it's, I think it goes 7. I think anything less than that, I'd be surprised.
Who would you like, if you guys get to the finals, who would you like to match up against?
Good question.
I mean, Timberwolves would be interesting. There's so many storylines. Just to make the finals, dude, I'd be happy just being there, to be honest, because it's just so crazy. But Timberwolves would be wild. That'd be interesting because it's not there's bad blood or anything. It's just going to see how it all played out, after the trades.
No, he's right. Anthony Edwards would be crazy in the finals right now. With all of what's going on with him, he got some off the field stuff going on too. But me and Rauch was talking before, since last year, he got a hit list and he's hitting everybody right now. But
I think he's number 1 right now in 3-point percentage too.
Yeah.
Something.
So how do you think, let's hypothetically speaking, OKC wins the West? What do you think your chances would be if you are able to get past the Pacers and meet Oklahoma City in the finals.
They're tough, man.
They
They're
are.
tough. That's a team right there. Like it's tough, man. I think I don't want to ever see my team's gonna lose. I don't like that's to be a struggle for them. I think that one. That's a tough matchup.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I think you might match up better with them than the
You think
Timberwolves.
so?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm with him, man.
I don't know about that, right?
because we've seen what happened to the Timberwolves once you exploit Gobert. Once you exploit Gobert, there's a clear deficiency with the Timberwolves. Exploit that. OKC got youth, they're deep, and they look crazy right now. I can't believe they went to 7 with the Nuggets. That's probably just a championship pedigree for the Nuggets, but I couldn't believe that game went to 7 because I'm like, I think the better team is OKC. But
once it got to 5, I was like, yeah, this going 7.
Yeah. When the Nuggets had them 2-1, the Nuggets had them 2-1. I was like, Nuggets better win, game 4. Otherwise, this might go the opposite direction. But yeah, OKC would be crazy.
But what we were talking about before we started, I told you I think that's the matchup. I think that's the matchup I'd rather see is Timberwolves Knicks. Oklahoma, it would be good to see it, but it's just so many like underlying like things going on. It's like you got the whole Ant-Man, in there. You got the trade that happened. It's a lot, and I honestly just think that's you got Ant-Man there who people want to see as like the next like Jordan, and then you got the Knicks, and everybody just loves the Knicks right now. I think this is the first time like everybody's just coming together in America wanting to see the Knicks pull this off.
I've said this before. The NBA is better when the Pistons and the Knicks are doing well, and both made the playoffs. I think the NBA is in a lot better shape when those two teams, organizations specifically, are playing better.
Well, look at social media, man. Right now, the Knicks are everywhere. They're all over social media. All the fans, all the antics, it's just they're everywhere, and I love it. I think it's been so long. I enjoy every second of it.
No, it's great. It feels good when your team's been down for a long time and they up. Trust me, I know the feeling. Not basketball, of course. Not in basketball, of course, but football. But trust me, I get it and I understand.
Yeah, we share your misery when it comes to those Wizards. Jesus, I don't even
catch a break. Oh my gosh. Question. Mavs get the number 1 seed. I mean, not the number 1 seed, number 1 pick. What's up? What's really good? What's really good with that, man?
That's ridiculous. That's just the fixes in on that one. That's just
okay.
That's just completely ridiculous.
That's what I thought. Yep. 1.8%. We all need to play the lottery at this point.
That's crazy that the worst team has never gotten the number 1 pick.
It doesn't make any sense. That's why the draft lottery doesn't make any sense. Do it like the NFL. To just get based it on your record and do it that way. I hate the draft lottery.
I do too. I hate it with a passion.
I thought it was something that they tried, and then now it's like it's just not working.
No, it's terrible. The Knicks have been in that boat many times. They could be top 3 to end 6.
Oh yeah, because you guys were supposed to get Zion, and then end up not getting them.
Happened a couple of times. We were supposed to get. Was it not with Trae Young? It was a couple guys they were supposed to get, and you're like, how are we 6? How are we falling down to 8? Like, what are we doing?
I remember that one year you got Porzingis, and he was like,
so, while we have you, let me, because it's something you said that I want to circle back to. We were talking about the Knicks, but you had talked about the Nets and saying like nobody cares about the Nets. Why do you feel that way? Is it because they went from Jersey to Brooklyn? Is it because of the whole KD, James Harden,
Kyrie?
I forgot the third man. Who was on it? But I mean, why do you feel that way about the Nets?
That's because they're like the outcast team. They went from Jersey to Brooklyn. I mean, they sell tickets, but nobody cares about them. Like, I think it's just because that's such a populated area with nothing else better to do. Let's go to a basketball game. But it's a very, very small fan base. It's a Nick town, man. It's just a tried and tested organization that everybody's loved for so long. You're not going to come in and overpower them. You know what I mean? It's just the Nets are just irrelevant. Like even when they went to the finals, nobody cared. Like nobody watched it. Nobody, you didn't see it. Nobody talked about it on sports radio. It was like, all right, that's cool. Like Kevin Durant was somewhat relevant, but nobody, paid too much mind to it.
Oh yeah, Kyrie. Yeah,
Kyrie. Yep.
It is so. Is the what is the like the crosstown rivalry like? That's the like really gets the city. Is it Yankees Mets? Is it Nets
Knicks.
Knicks? Which one is Jets?
Is it
Jets
Rangers,
Giants?
Islanders?
Which one is the one that like really divides the city?
I think it's Yankees Mets. I mean, we had the Subway Series this past weekend, and the better team won 2 to 3 games, which is good. The Yankees won 2 out of 3 over the Mets, but I think that's probably the biggest one. Jets Giants, they only play every 3 years, so it's a good rivalry. And the Jets have sucked forever, so it's not really relevant. Rangers Islanders gets very heated. That's a very good.
I didn't think about that one.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, Knicks Nets, I guess it's somewhat, but it's just I don't know. There's not that big Nets following that kind of pisses people off. Like the other fan bases are pretty big. The Nets fan base is kind of small, so they're kind of like nobody really notices them or acknowledges them.
They're just in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
it looks like a nice arena. Whenever I pass,
oh, it's beautiful. I've been there before. It's a gorgeous arena. It's very nice, but bad team, and just I don't know. Nobody cares about them.
Yeah,
Before we get you out of here, Tyson, and I want you to tell the people what you're working on the channel. What happens first? The Bills finally get over the hump and get their Super Bowl, or the Jets make the playoffs? What happens first?
Oh, the Jets make the playoffs?
Now,
you know what it is? I respect the Bills because a very good friend of mine's a Bills fan, and they rebuilt the right way. They rebuilt the organization. They got the right coach. They got the quarterback. They built around him, and Josh Allen's a superstar. And the Bills fans have been tortured for a long time too, man. So, like, I've been there probably 5 or 6 times. Great fan base. I have no, like, ill will towards them unless when we play them. Them winning the Super Bowl or the Jets make it? I'm going to say that's a good question. I say Jets make the playoffs because the AFC is loaded, man. And the Ravens are due. You know, the Bengals, the Chargers are going to be better now with Harbaugh out there. Herbert's going to get better. Like, the AFC is stacked. And the Bills have had their chances. They've had home playoff games. They've lost. They've been seeded number 1, seeded number 2. They're not winning it. They keep losing to the Chiefs and whatever else. I think it's – I don't know when the Jets are making the playoffs, though. Maybe 2 years. I say the Jets making the playoffs first. But, you know, maybe it's my green-colored glasses are on right now.
I ain't going to lie to you. I think y'all make it – I ain't going to say this year. I think y'all make it next year. I think I'll make it next year. If Justin Fields is who we know he is, I think y'all make it next year.
Or they just can get a quarterback in 2026. You know, it's a lot of guys to choose from.
I was going to say,
a lot of guys to choose from.
I got to see how the Justin Fields experiment goes.
As long as Joe Douglas is not there,
Don't worry, they'll win week 1 though. They'll win week 1. That's their Super Bowl. They'll beat the Steelers.
Justin Fields is due, man. He has way too much talent. He's a good guy. He's great work ethic, great leadership. He loves the game of football. It's got to work out for him.
Yeah, I still can't believe the Steelers let him go.
Aaron Rodgers, man, that's who they want.
I don't know.
Do they?
It'll be this week. You watch.
Look, it's either him or Mason Rudolph. I think you'll take Aaron Rodgers.
I will not. I am not an Aaron Rodgers fan.
I'm not with it either like that.
It's his intangibles that turn me off because things go wrong. He's a finger pointer. He's a you, and that will destroy a locker room more than straight up bad quarterback play.
Yep. We
So
saw that.
and also he's a band-aid. Like you're gonna have him for a year, probably max.
Well, Pittsburgh's stuck though. They have no quarterback. That's
Exactly.
like if you don't go him, I think everybody thought they were going to go somewhere else. You know, Derek Carr retired. They couldn't trade him. To me, I thought Kirk Cousins was going to go there. That's why I thought. You know,
Me too.
That's what I thought was going to happen. But
no, he's content riding the bench and making his $100 million.
Stealing money.
That's all he does.
He's made a lot of money in the NFL.
Yeah, shout out to him. Tyson, we can do this all night. Let the people know how to keep up with you because you stayed up late with us. We appreciate you. Let the people know how to keep up with you and what they can expect coming up as we hit the OTAs on Let's Talk Jets Radio.
Well, first of all, thank you guys for having me. I had a blast, man. This is a lot of fun. Let's Talk Jets. We stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Mondays and Tuesdays. This time of year, we're a little more quiet because we don't force our content. There's nothing to talk about. We're not going to make some stupid show up and say, hey, let's do the top 10 teams of all time. We kind of keep it real. But OTAs are this week. And like I said, we're uncensored, man. We talk just like fans, like the conversations we had, like we're having now. I'd have in a bar. I have in a barbecue. It's the same thing. We don't act like something we're not. We just try to keep it real and have fun with it, man. It's an escape from reality. We're talking football. We're not talking life. So we try to have fun with it. And hopefully we win some games, man, because this team is killing us. If you guys see our content, man, it's just by week 8, we're exhausted. It's like you're tired of watching the team. You hate everything. So you got to find ways to make it interesting. So we do that. But yeah, let's talk Jets, man. We have a lot of fun. We have a very unique stream because our chat is just out of control with all kinds of cartoon characters and Muppets and all kinds of stuff. It's absolutely wild.
Shout out to you, Tyson, and all the good people over at Let's Talk Jets Radio. We're going to do this again. We're going to definitely do this again. We're going to put this interview out for you as well, and I'll send it your way so you can have it. But
wait, but one more thing, though.
Yeah,
I'm coming down to Baltimore, too, for the game. Jets, Ravens.
Raj, you hear that? You hear that, Raj?
You guys go in the games. I'll meet up with you guys. Jets, Ravens, I'm down.
Let's do it.
All right,
Make it happen.
Make it happen.
Let's do it.
We're men of the people, man. We would love to make that happen.
Let's do it.
Put your hands together one more time. Tyson Rauch. Let's Talk Jets Radio. Appreciate you, good sir. Enjoy that Knicks game. We'll be live Wednesday, so you want to come on, say hello to us. We'll be watching the game live on stream. Appreciate you and all the good people over there. We'll be talking to you real soon, and we'll do this again, and we'll be seeing you in person this upcoming season.
Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you, boss man.
Take care, man.
One more time for Tyson Rauch on Let's Talk Jets Radio with the wonderful Jets content as always. Shout out to all the Jets fans out there. Hey, this could be your year, so we'll see what happens. I was just curious to see who goes first. Do they get the playoffs or do the Bills get over the hump? But
That's a good question. That's a really good question.
That's a great question.
That's a poll
great
question right there.
Hey, I mean,
It might be the poll question for next week, man.
We'll see what happens, man. I think I had the Jets at 7 wins when I looked at the schedule, but I do think week 1. Take that to the bank. If you don't take anything else to the bank for the Jets, week 1 they will beat Pittsburgh. But the schedule did release Cravante, and I did your Commanders as well. Raj and Dre will get to the Ravens as well. I'm curious. I know it's been a few weeks since we sat down and talked some Commanders. Kind of slow, like Tyson mentioned. I'm going to pull up the schedule in a second, Cravante. Good, bad, ugly of the schedule. What do you think about it? And what does the Commandalorian think about their win total potential? And I'll give you mine, but go ahead, Cravante.
So I think, and I'm still, I'm still, reminiscent of the great season that we've had this previous year, and we've gotten so much better. Like our offensive line, which I told you over the years have been a concern of mine since Trent Williams left. Pretty much the offensive line has been a concern of mine, and the offensive line went from arguably below average to above average. We have a guy at left tackle. We just got a rookie who's probably going to play right tackle. And our guy Brandon Coleman last year, Byron, he played some left tackle. He looked like a rookie at times, but I think he was solid for him to be thrown into the mix like that. If he plays left guard and we got Tyler Badass at center and then Sam Cosby comes back, what was once a below average offensive line has arguably become a strength of the team. And if the team has a good offensive line, they have the potential to go far. And with Jaden Daniels, what he was able to create with average receiving core and a below average offensive line, it's all up from here. I'm like, the floor is 11 wins for real. That's how I feel. The floor is 11.
I had 10-7, by the way.
I like 11.
I think that weeks 5 through 11 before the bye is going to be interesting. At LA, well, we can go to Atlanta, really. At Atlanta, at LA, Chicago, Dallas, at Kansas City, Seattle, Detroit, Miami. Then you come back, Denver, at Minnesota, by the way.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be some rough marks. And also, this is one thing that we have to take into account. We're going to be on a lot of prime time. That will be, how do they show up when they are the talk of the town? When we're like the NFL's darling right now. So they're gonna parade us around. They're gonna parade Jaden Daniels around. We going to Spain, y'all. We going to Spain.
Cravante, we'll be working on Christmas because they got a Christmas Day game.
Working on Christmas. My heavens. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Like, we playing on Christmas.
Yes.
My heavens, this
And
is
Philly,
something.
Philly, Dallas, Philly to end the year as well, Cravante. But I got you guys at 10 wins, getting in the playoffs though.
That's cool, man.
Dre, what you think about that? Oh, Cravante, go ahead.
No, I like 11.
Okay.
I like 11 and 6 just because I feel like we're gonna legit compete, and I think we have closed the gap from Philly and us. I think the gap has closed a little bit. Not the Philly is still they still the defending champs, and they're the best in the NFC and arguably the best in the league as far as and roster wise, still one of the better rosters. But we have closed the gap because we fixed all the problems that we had in the NFC Championship. So we're gonna be much more competitive when we do play the Eagles. But god damn it, we won't play them till December. Is crazy. But I think we're really gonna show out this year, man. Just gotta find pass rush. That's our biggest thing. We gotta find pass rush. But I like 11.
Dre, Raj, any thoughts on the Commanders before we get to the Ravens?
Can you scroll back up?
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you. They're either going to lose to Green Bay or the Chargers, maybe Atlanta, Kansas
Atlanta will
City.
be fun. I think Atlanta. It's in ATL too. Dre, what's up, baby?
Bruh. Yeah. Kansas City. Scroll. Seattle, Detroit. Byron, you said 10?
I said 10 and 7.
See, Cravante, if y'all did,
but it doesn't mean they're going to be bad.
I want
It's
to
just
fill you on the 11,
schedule.
but I might roll with Byron with the 10 only because of the Eagles. I don't feel like the gap is. I feel you. The gap is closed somewhat, but it's not.
It's closing
enough yet.
Right.
I think you guys maybe like one more draft, and then it'll be like, all right. Some of these games are like toss-ups, like the Seattle game, the direction they're going in.
See,
Detroit is, because we don't know, losing both your coordinators, that's tough. Minnesota, we're not sure what we're going to see out of JJ. Everybody else like Dallas and whatnot. We just fan that off. But the division wise, they'll at least go 4-2. It's just some of these games are kind of like toss ups, like you were saying, Atlanta, Green Bay, the Chargers. We shouldn't sleep on Chicago, but I gotta.
I'm not sleeping on them, Dre. I got them at 10 wins. I think they might win.
But last year, Byron, we were on the bandwagon.
Well, that was before I knew they didn't have an O-line. Now they,
Yeah.
Listen, Ben Johnson came up in there. He's gonna make an impact quick.
Minnesota's taking a step back. Minnesota's taking a step back. I think the Bears take that step.
I'm gonna just say this
personally.
I think this will be the season that we will really see what Jaden Daniels is made of. Will the sophomore slump happen, or will he excel? This is what we're gonna find out. I think it's a good schedule for him. I think he needs this type of schedule. He needs to play a lot of these, really, really good teams just to see where he's at and to see where his team is at. And if he can get past, I guess, the first 5 to 6 games with a winning record, I think they can win at least 10 or 11 games, most definitely. But it's just going to come down to, has the NFL figured him out, or has he figured out how to really win games when he really needs to? So we shall see. But it's going to be fun either way.
Remember, C.J. Stroud took a step back statistically, but he did well in the playoffs. So it could be a situation like that, Cravante. So because they were in that Kansas City game, they probably could have had a chance to win. So, and I think, speaking to C.J. Stroud, I think the Texans will have a better year this year. But if you guys don't know, we are breaking down each team's schedule. So stay tuned for all those videos. Shout out to Raj doing all the thumbnails. So we're working our way through. Ravens, Raj, I'll start with you. I was a little nervous when I saw that first, but thinking about it, this team is bringing everybody back. If they stay healthy, they paid Derrick Henry. Lamar's out here shooting people on power. I said 12 wins. I said 12 wins. They should get 12. They should get 12.
They should get 12. Be honest with you, they should get 13 or 14. If they stay healthy, if they stay focused, they have 99s on their freaking squad. You know what I'm saying? On both offense and defense. Now, of course, we're gonna have some, rookies come in, rookie kicker. You know what I'm saying? That's coming in. But I still think that this team has enough to win damn near every game on the schedule. So it'll be a letdown if they, let themselves down. They beat themselves, which they tend to do almost every year. So hopefully they figure out a way to not do that. But I think they will probably lose 2 or 3 games that they shouldn't have lost. But I'm kind of glad that we kind of did get this type of schedule, a gauntlet, 6 straight playoff teams, the hardest of the hard, which is cool. The back end of it to me is a little bit more winnable, but I think the Ravens are in a good position to definitely win at least 13, 14 games if they want to. But it's going to come down to, like I said, come down to discipline. It's going to come down to focus. It's going to come down to not beating themselves. And if they can get the number 1 seed from Buffalo, because Buffalo has an easier schedule. If they can get the number 1 seed from them,
No, they're not getting it, Rauch. They're not getting. I looked at the Chiefs. I did the Chiefs. Nope. Chiefs probably gonna start 8-0 again. I warned you guys in the video. They might start 8-0 again.
Look, man.
They're gonna be on a rampage.
I picked look. I picked the Ravens to win it all. So
Yes,
I'm going to say they're going to be the number 1 seed. And at best, if they're not, they're going to be the number 2 seed. But either way, they're going to be up there this time around. They're not going to be the number 3 seed. They screwed it up last year. Derrick Henry's back. He knows what to do straight off the back. Lamar had a phenomenal season. He's going to continue that trend. And the defense is not going to start off garbage like it did last year. So we're not even going to do any of that. So we're going to go straight in, smacking Buffalo, smacking Kansas City, and we're going to take somebody's number 1 and number 2 seed. That's how I'm saying it. We're going to at least win 13 to 14 games this goddamn season.
They better, because that team in Cincinnati, I looked at their schedule. Cravante always said, as long as they don't start 0-4, 2-3, I think the Bengals might win double-digit games. They're going to be right on the Ravens' heels. I know people, they don't got no defense. They don't need defense in the regular season.
Somehow they always they make an extreme push towards the end of the season, probably mid towards the end of the season. It's just they always start off 0-2, 0-3, 1-4, and it's like they got digged themselves out of a hole.
Yep.
Every time, bro. And then like last year, nobody wanted to see them in the playoffs.
No, oh my gosh,
it was like right here too.
And remember, they paid their offensive players, so they'll be even better offensively this year.
They gonna score points, man. They gonna score.
Yeah, that's one thing, but they can't stop a nosebleed. So
it's all good. That means all their games gonna be exciting as ever.
Take the over, Cravante.
I think for the Ravens, we can get to Rodgers on point. They should get to 13. I got them winning at least 12. The most is 12, the least is 10. What Rod said, if this team doesn't beat themselves, they should be one of the top teams, maybe the number 1 or 2 at most. But if they beat themselves, they'll be where they were kind of last year. But looking at the schedule, they should win majority of these games. You know how Lamar Jackson is with the NFC only losing 2 games in his entire career. When you look at some of the other teams every year, look, Buffalo, we beat them, we dog walk them in the regular season, and then playoffs we beat ourselves. Kansas City, we should be beating this team. We beat ourselves every time. So it's just a wait and see at this point. I mean, it's early to predict some things, but we should between 10 to 13. But I'm gonna take at least 12. I'm gonna be in the middle of that.
Let us know and stay tuned. We're breaking down each team and giving record predictions as well. One quick NFL note I want to get you guys thought on. Brock Purdy gets 5 years, 265. They have a very easy schedule. Dre, I saw your comment on the video. Cravante, they have a very easy schedule. Don't be surprised if they are in the mix this year again. And Fred Warner gets a $63 million contract as well. Probably the best inside linebacker next to Roquan. He gets paid. They're healthy, Cravante. They drafted our boy Mikael Williams in the first round. Maga Bosa is back again. I know you like the Rams, Dre, but I might sprinkle a little dollars on 49ers to make a run.
I think Rams will win the division, but 49ers can. You're right; they can be back in the mix, but I don't see it only because your quarterback, when you have deficiencies, your quarterback should be able to carry you. He just doesn't seem like a guy to carry the team when the chips are down. Like when everything's in place, yeah, it's easy to do it. I mean, that's kind of almost like, Dak Prescott. When the things are all in place and all together, yeah, it looks really good. But what happens when injuries start or you're in a deficit? He hasn't shown it. Now y'all can correct me on this, but and I'm not saying he's not a terrible quarterback. I just don't put him in the elite category. You
don't think he's in the top 10, Dre?
I do.
You don't think he's in the top 10?
Put him in there.
That Super Bowl they lost wasn't his fault. You're
right. That wasn't his fault.
And they got their best player back, Christian McCaffrey. Remember, he missed the whole year, Dre.
Yeah, I mean, in the Super Bowl, he played. He actually played good.
And Ayuk is back.
It wasn't on him, but
Pearsall, the guy who got shot last year,
he's about like good. Last season was the season I needed to see, and what's crazy is like right now he actually makes more money on annual than Lamar Jackson at 53, tied for 7th with Jared Goff. But what's crazy about his contract is that it's actually a small percentage against the cap. He's only close to 19% of the cap. So the 49ers are still like in a good position. It's like it seems like a lot when you're looking at the numbers, but it's actually kind of a team friendly like ordeal with this contract. So they're like right in the medium where they wanted to be at. It seems high because of the annual, but it's actually it works for the 49ers. But I just need to see, like I said, for myself, a continuation of like last year, because last year I just didn't see a guy that really carried his team compared to some of these other quarterbacks. If we ever did a top 10 list, I don't know, I might put him like 10th. I just don't see.
We'll do that. We will do that. We get a little close to the season.
Garanta, you shaking your head? Why? Because you.
No, I think it's interesting and it's always going to be an interesting debate of whether a quarterback is worth it. And I think that is a good point that you made, that, hey, if my guy can't carry a team, or when there are deficiencies around, they find a way to win. The issue is that there's only about 4 of those guys in the NFL. That's the only thing. And 5 is a stretch. 4 or 5 somewhere.
And actually, I think you guys actually. That's why I said. I think you guys actually have number 5.
Yeah, and I think Rauch said it, and Rauch will figure it out this year. You know what I'm saying? Because he did that with less talent, and we have talent around him. So
I'll say 6. You gotta put respect on Jalen Hurts. We can't dismiss the brother. He wins.
You said who you said?
Jalen Hurts. I said Jalen Hurts. You gotta put respect on the brother. I say 6. There's 6 of those guys.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that one either.
I don't know about that.
He wins. He wins.
He does win.
But I'm saying we're talking about elite. We're talking about elite level guys that
Right.
can, when there are deficiencies, they find a way to win.
He got receivers reading books on the sideline. That's pretty deficient. I'm just saying. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Listen, I don't want no Jalen Hurts slander, but I'm just saying he had the best offensive line.
I fear that team. You know I don't. Y'all know I don't like. Y'all know how I feel about Philly.
I do
fear
too.
them. I
do too. Two great receivers, arguably the best running back, best offensive line. Jalen Hurts ain't hurting for nothing. No pun intended. But when we talk about that, and then we throw in the factor of the market, guys are going to get overpaid. And well, I can't even say overpaid because that's what the market value is. That's what the market value is. But my thing is,
no, some of these cats are overpaid.
As long as Dak Prescott is numero uno. Also, look at Dak Prescott. Look at Tua Tagovailoa. Tua's is in the 50s. If you're telling me Tua's in the 50s, Brock Purdy deserves to be in the 50s too. That because all we do is compare. You know what I'm saying? Each other. That's all we do. How much did he make? I want more than him. Like we're in a comparing business when it comes to making money. If Tua is in the 50s, Brock Purdy deserves to be in the 50s because he's been in the NFC Championship pretty much his whole career, been to the Super Bowl. He deserves to get paid from what he's accomplished. But if he's not fully powered, if he doesn't have all his Infinity Stones, I don't think he's great. I'm just saying that's that's it. If he's powered up, oh man, they go, they could win it all. But
exactly.
But if one of them stones is missing, if a McCaffrey is missing, if a Trent Williams is missing, if a Ayuk is missing, it shows. That's my thing, is that it shows. I'm cool with him getting paid. He wasn't the highest paid, so it's whatever. You paid him the least amount you probably could have paid him given what he's accomplished. But remember, this salary cap goes up every year. So soon, guys gonna be in the 60s.
See, some cats already in the 60s.
You know what I'm saying? So it's, I'm cool with him making that. Making what he's making. Yes, he's breaking, the bank because he's in the 50s and he's taking up a significant amount of the cap. But given what he's accomplished, he's consistent, he shows up, he's available. You know what I'm saying? You got to give him that. That counts for something. But if we're talking about elites, he's not that.
And George Kittle also got paid as well. Can't forget George Kittle.
Yeah.
They got money.
They do.
Sounds
They
like
got
a
money,
team in
bro.
Cincinnati could have done. Remember Cavante, that scenario? They could have paid them all and they were goofy.
And that's why, and the 49ers are not goofy. That's why they're going to pay these boys. Hey, let's get our key guys. Let's keep the nucleus together while we still have the money to do so. Not wait and everybody gets all expensive. And now we got to mortgage the name and rights to pay Joe Burrow or whatever goofiness, you know what I'm saying, they got going on.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, it's only a few teams that do that goofiness. Cowboys, Bengals, Browns,
And typically that's why they always are where they are.
But I do agree with you all. He goes from Mr. Irrelevant. Remember, he was the last pick in the draft. But when you make $265 million, Raj, you got to become that guy. Now, I agree. The expectations change. You ain't just a person on the bus. You got to drive the bus now.
I see what you did there. But Emily K. Williams. Anyway, I mean, Brock Purdy, man, he was Mr. Irrelevant. We didn't expect much of anything from him. He gets put in a position where he's able to start. He plays pretty well. And granted, the team around him is jacked. You know what I'm saying? The great wide receivers, great tight ends, great defense, great offensive line. So all he has to do is drive the bus. And he drove it very, very well to a really, really nice contract. And like I said, in the Super Bowl a couple of years back, I mean, he played extremely well. And to be honest with you, they should have won if it wasn't for a couple of mistakes here and there. But it wasn't really his fault at all. And he could have been a Super Bowl champion. He could have been an MVP if he didn't play against the Ravens that year. You know what I'm saying? And had that terrible, terrible game. But Brock Purdy, he is a guy that isn't the guy, but he's a guy that pretty much can drive that bus and lead you to where you need to be at, as long as you have the right pieces around him. He has that Joe Flacco type of swag. You know what I'm saying? Where you can win a Super Bowl with Brock Purdy. You really could if you just have everything around him. So glad that he got paid. I think they draft very well. San Francisco always draft very well. So they're always in the mix. They're not going to not be in the mix. This schedule is easy as hell, so they should be in the playoff. And it should be I ain't gonna say it's gonna be a cakewalk, but it's gonna be another successful season for Brock Purdy. He's gonna pad his stats. He's gonna beat the teams he needs to beat, and they're gonna have a chance to, I don't know, sneak into the AFC Championship game maybe. So it is what it is. They did a great thing, and what was you about to say?
But Byron, can you pull that up again? That's an interesting stat.
Well, but that's Cravante. That's what I was saying earlier when I said that his contract is only like 19% of the cap.
That's not bad.
That's what Byron brought up. That's what I was talking about earlier. It's like that's why I said they actually came up with a pretty good contract. So the annual number, though it looks like a lot,
yes,
this is what I was meaning by saying that it's actually kind of a friendly deal at the same time. So don't let the high number fool you, because it actually is a small percentage of the annual cap compared to other quarterbacks and their deals.
Listen, I completely forgot about Jordan Love. Jordan Love making a lot of money too, and I think Brock Purdy's accolade speaks higher than his.
Yeah, I'll admit the boy's done more than, when you look. I mean, shoot, don't get me started about Trevor Lawrence.
Oh man, oh boy. Yeah, I hope. Gosh, Trevor.
Look, I mean, and honestly speaking, in the NFC, it's only been him, Jared Goff, and Jalen Hurts. So, yeah, I mean, the boy actually he's done his thing.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And remember, if he didn't get hurt in the NFC Championship game, they might have beat the Eagles 2 years ago, and they are built to beat the Eagles. Remember, guys, you got to have a good offensive line to protect against those Georgia boys. Cravante, you know about Trent Williams. And you got to have a good defensive line to get after Jalen Hurts and keep Saquon Barkley contained. They can do it. Not saying they will, but you think about teams that could maybe beat the Eagles, they are built to possibly do so. That's all I'm saying. Fred Warner and those boys flying around, they have the personnel to possibly do it. Now, can the coach be the coach? Because we know Kyle Shanahan, he's wet the bed. We love him, but in the playoffs, he's wet the bed too. So it'll be interesting to see. Just interesting the fact there. So let us know what you guys think about the Brock Purdy situation. I want to touch on the Angel Reese thing. I know, Cravante, you got a goofy, but Raj, I know you had put the wonderful tweet from your boy Robert Griffin III up. If you want to let people kind of
that wasn't me, that was D. D did that.
D. Oh yeah, D. Yeah.
Well, you agree with some of his sentiments. If you want to let people know what's kind of going on there.
Oh, and Raj, also, could you speak to the Ryan Clark post as well?
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, let's start with Ryan Clark. I mean, him and RG3 were teammates back when they played for your Commanders, I believe, for a little bit. I mean, I think he went back after he left the Steelers for 1 year and retired. Played with RG3 then, and then they became colleagues at ESPN for a number of years doing NFL Countdown, and RG3 would do a bunch of NFL shows on First Take sometimes, and Ryan Clark would be there. So it was interesting just to see RG3 give his take about Angel Reese hating Caitlin Clark, which I think she does. I mean, I don't think she's very fond of Caitlin, and
no,
so be it. I mean, I get it. I understand why she probably don't like her. She probably thinks she's a little fake. She probably doesn't like the fact that it seems like she's the bad guy because She was doing the little thing back in the day, you know, when she beat her for the national championship, and Caitlyn was running her mouth, and so she had to let her know, like, no, I'm the big dog in town, and then it just kept on going from there, and you know, the media always takes Caitlyn's side, which they do, they take a side, and then Angel Reese is the odd person out, so I get it, but with RG3's take, I mean, he said what he said, but why was your wife behind you? I got what he was doing. I got what he said. I agree with him, but it was just like his wife was behind him, and it looked so awkward. It looked so weird, and then the clips was just so goofy at the same time. I'm like, he didn't have to have his wife behind him, and you already know it's kind of a racial element to it, so it just made it even more awkward and weird. But as far as Ron Clark, I get. I mean, I get what he was saying too, but I didn't feel he had to go at RG3 like that. I think they could have, you know, talked it over the phone. Like, bro, I don't think I think your take is trash. But RG3 did it public, so did Ryan Clark. So now they're going back and forth. And I don't like when two brothers fight like that, especially ones that played with each other and, you know, ones that was teammates at ESPN. You know, Ron Clark saying that he thinks that RG3 is a clown, yada yada yada. I'm pretty sure RG3 is going to respond to that later on or whatever, but it's just never a good look. But as far as Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, I think I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm happy that I like when they get in the spats. You know what I'm saying? It brings out the
Me
best.
too. Oh my gosh.
Brings out the best in Angel Reese, especially when she's. I mean, I like Angel Reese. I do. I like Angel Reese. I think she's a good player. I don't think she's the greatest player, but I think she's a really good player. I think that she needs She needs to be pushed, and I think that Caitlin Clark pushes her, even though they don't like each other. I think Caitlin Clark pushes her, and vice versa. I think, you know, Caitlin Clark got to get back that loss that she got in the national championship, the Angel Reese. So it's a great thing to see rivalries back in, you know, the WNBA. You want to see a rivalry just like that.
But
And
Raj, she did get her back, because remember, she prevented Angel from repeating.
yeah, she did that, but she took her championship from her college championship. That was the only one that she could, well, not the only one, but she took an opportunity away from her, and she got it for herself. So that's what I'm saying. But it's like, I think when Larry, what was it? No Magic Johnson, what was the one Johnson, Larry Bird? Either way. I'm just saying, I'm glad that they have a rivalry, and I'm glad that, you know, they go back and forth. I just hate the way the media portrays it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Caitlin Clark is, you know, the two goody two shoes, and Angel Reese is the bad girl or whatever. No, it's basketball, and I think I'm gonna say this: Angel Reese handled it perfectly. She said it was a basketball play. We moved on or whatever, and kept it moving. So it is what it is. I love the rivalry. I love that they're not friends. I love that they're going to continue to keep going at each other. It makes great television. Everybody's going to be watching. ESPN, all these other networks is out there. And that's what you need. You need that. Like Halliburton and Jalen Brunson. They don't like each other. So that's why it's going to be a great Eastern Conference Finals, because you know those two do not like each other. They're going to go hard at each other, and they're going to push each other to the next level, to the next limit. So I love it, man. This is great. This is what the WNBA needs. They need stuff like this, and people need to stop. People need to just get out the way and let these two just go at each other. That's
Let me play the Ron Clark clip real quick, Dre. Real quick. Let me play this real quick.
That play a sound.
Should be playing. No sound? You hear the sound?
I ain't hear the sound.
All right, let me try this again.
No,
still no sound.
No sound? Okay. Go ahead, Dre. Go ahead, Dre. I don't know why it's no sound.
I'm not going to be long, because I know I want Karan to get. It's kind of hard to say that this is like a rivalry when you get beat 58-93. That's an ass whooping. So I don't, what rivalry are we talking about?
I'm talking about between them two, Dre.
I think
no, Dre, keep going.
I think as far as Angel and Caitlyn, I don't think it's like Knicks Pacers type of hate, but I think it's just like they respect each other. They're not gonna go to dinner with each other, but they don't like. It's not like they going like square up when they see each other on the court. But is it going to be like a back and forth thing? Yeah. I don't. I just don't think it's a real rivalry yet. When they were in college, I could see that, but when they got to the pros, I mean, the sky is going this way, and I think the Fever are going this way. So I think we're just at two different paths when it comes to these two teams. The sky to me should be better, but um, I just don't. I don't know where what direction they're going in, because to me, when you have Cardosa and you have Angel Reese, I think you should be in a much better position than what you are, but they're not. I think the Fever are going to at least be in contention to make a deep playoff run. I think the Liberty already got it hands down. It's just, I know it's.
I got the links. I got the links,
I know
Dre. I got the links. Miss Collier's coming for her lick back. Trust me, coming for her lick back.
You know, of course, y'all know how I feel about my girl.
That's the picture,
you
right
know, with the Aces, but I just
Nah,
don't.
Asia and them ain't got it this year, Dre.
Yeah, it's not happening. So I just think I just see the Liberty. I like what you're saying, Byron, about the links, but as far as just Angel and Caitlyn, I think it's just something that happens when they're on the court. Angel is saying that she experienced some racist comments, but then the owner of Barstool, what's his name, Dave, he's saying that he's saying otherwise. The WNBA is investigating whether or not there were racist comments made towards Angel. It wouldn't surprise me if there were, to be honest with you. But at the same time, this is the stuff that keeps these two are the reason why we're watching the WNBA. Let's the WNBA. I mean, and there we would be here all night naming some of the women who are in the dub. But what's turned the WNBA around is Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. You're gonna ride with this, until the wheels fall off. And I'm not mad at them for running with this. You do. I just wish that it was just more of a competitive game when it comes to these two. So they have a rivalry because of their cultural relevance, but it's not a rivalry to me quite yet that matches up on the court, because, like I said, the two teams are just going in a different direction.
Good, Cavante.
So number one, the reason why the Chicago Sky are struggling is their guard play. Your guards will lead your team to where they have to go. This is not the time where the Twin Towers, like in the late 90s and all that, where the big men were actually big men. Like, you need guards. Because Byron, we say it all the time, guards in the NCAA tournament, your guard play will take you far. And I think a guard play will take you far in general, no matter what level of basketball you're in, because you need a floor general. I think we were kind of almost on course for like a women's version of Magic and Bird, when like, all right, they went at it in college. Now they go to the pros, they go at it again. Unfortunately, their teams are not on equal grounds. they're not on the same level quite yet. I think what Caitlin Clark is doing has a bigger impact on women's basketball. You know, they were saying the whole great white hope and all that, but the girl could shoot, man, flat out. And that's when you can do the hardest thing in basketball and do it well. That's what sells tickets. That's what put butts in seats. That what brings eyes to the TV screen, because that girl could shoot. And we see what's going on in the NBA with,
and she can pass.
She had a triple dub.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When Steph
they
Curry
missed like
came on
8 shots, Cravante. I watched the game. They missed like 8 shots. You probably had like 8 more assists.
Crazy. So we saw what Steph Curry did for the NBA as far as viewership. Now, as far as what he's done where everybody trying to shoot threes, we don't necessarily like that. But the 3-point shot, when you're able to do the hardest thing in basketball, do it well, that's what that's what brings them out. And that's what Caitlin Clark has been doing since her college days. Now, I do agree with Rauch. Rivalries is what sports is about. That's what brings out. We love rivalries, whether it's team and team, whether it's player. It brings conflict. We like conflict. You know what I'm saying? Conflict and storylines sell. And if we have two great players that don't like each other, that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. That's what's going to continue to bring eyes, continue to bring viewership, and continue to sell tickets. That's what this whole thing is about. Now, unfortunately, like Dre said, Indiana's up here. Chicago is still trying to figure it out. So it's a rivalry in the sense of the individuals, but teams, it ain't. You're right, Dre. It ain't there. It's not there. But the rivalry that they had in college, we still feel that. We still feel that when they match up. And all in all, it's a conflict. It's an absolute conflict that we all like and we all love. Also, didn't care for Angel Reese flopping. I thought she flopped. I'm not going. I thought she flopped. And I was like, Caitlin Clark, like, good foul, good hard foul, but she did a lot. She did a lot with that. But her getting up and like trying to get in the face, like, yes, we like that. We like that. Now, we don't want anybody to get hurt, but we like that. Nobody wants a malice at the palace. We don't want that. But we like a little tussle. We like a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And this is WNBA football. We like a little tussle. It brings a little something extra to the game. But Indiana looks like they're going to be competing. They're going to be competing when it comes to playoff time. I'm anxious to see how they look later on in the season and in the playoff time, because we got teams like the Liberty that's killing it right now. So that's gonna be fun to watch. Now shifting gears to the RG3 Ryan Clark situation. Raj, I didn't know this was a beef. I didn't know. I didn't know they had beef. You know what I'm saying?
Man, nobody knew that this was a beef until
I didn't know until 7:00.
Oh, for real?
You
know how some people have like an underlining beef and you can see it, but
bro,
I don't see them on TV enough. I don't see neither one of them on TV enough.
I just found out RG3 had a podcast today. So I'm just being honest with y'all.
I saw him talking by himself at times. I didn't know that was his podcast, but for all I know, it could have been a segment.
I thought he just put a random videos, and I was like trying to stay relevant.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I thought too. But
he had to show off the prize in the back.
Man,
let me stop.
Byron, he wants to start Goofies of the Week right now. That's what he wants.
The milk of magnesia.
When he had one and now he's got a second one.
I thought
he's showing off his prize.
He had a second one, so that's not the first one.
No. Oh my God,
this is his second wife.
He decided to go into the second place twice.
Yeah, he double dipped.
He went. Matter of fact, I don't think he came up. He just went deeper.
Yeah. Yep.
So but wildly unnecessary. I'll get into it in my segment, but wildly unnecessary.
Oh, I see why he did that. Okay. Sorry.
Wildly unnecessary, uncalled for, and
The one on the far right is the first X.
We know. We
Okay.
know.
Well, you
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
tell. You gotta tell the
Listen,
people.
I was there. We
Okay.
were there. Remember, he played for my team. She was there.
Brothers, if you're gonna take a dip in the milk, at least make sure it's not spoiled. Okay. So
I like I said, didn't know there was much of a beef. Because I don't see either one of them. Well, I watched the pivot, so I see Ryan Clark way more than I see RG3. So that's probably why. That's another reason why I didn't really know. But RG3. Okay, so right, so it shouldn't be like this, but it is. Messenger message. The message could be solid, but if it's coming from the wrong person, it will not be received well. And I'm not even saying I agree with RG3. I agree with him on one point, is that, yo, get this mess off the goddamn screen.
Hey, man,
I'm trying to make a point.
Love will make you do some crazy things.
He over here deep throwing croissants. Like, what are we doing? Pause.
Finger licking good special. That's what I'm talking about. No bread, no water, just me.
No, that's all bread. No water. No water.
Finish him, Daddy.
And definitely no meat.
No meat.
I agree with him on one point that I recall. Angel Reese can't play both sides. If you're gonna be the villain, be the villain. Because she coined herself as being the villain. You know what I'm saying? Nobody did that. I agree with RG. He is right. Nobody did that. She did that. So if you're gonna take on that role, take on the role and understand what comes with it. Talk to Draymond. Draymond tell you all about it. Because if you're gonna go down that path, this is what's gonna come with it. You're not gonna be you're not the nice guy. You're not the nice girl. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But if you can go down that route, know what comes with it, and don't play the game like you can't play the victim as the villain. You don't get that luxury. So that is one point that I do agree with. But the imagery and all that with RG3, like, he did the absolute most. I was like, you ain't got the coon and buffoon so loudly. My heavens, we don't see you enough for this. Like, every time we see him, he cooning and buffooning.
I mean, which fool was worse at cooning and buffooning, him or the UNC coach who talked about, I got a white wife?
Oh, Hubert Davis.
Hubert
Davis. That's all we heard. That's all we heard from him too. He hasn't done nothing else.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
Damn
but,
shame.
Let me just ask Cravante real quick, because I think he made a good point about Angel. Do you feel like Angel now is trying to get away from the villain role? Because you're saying she can't play both sides.
Mm-mm.
Because remember, you're right. She did originally say she's the villain. She embraced it. She was all in. And now the podcast is a little questionable right now. People are talking about her game and how good is she. So do you think now she's trying to be the good guy and it's just not working?
I don't think she's trying to be the good guy. I think she's still trying to find herself in this villainous role. I don't think she understands the aspect of you're not just going to be a villain on a basketball court. You're going to be the villain in whatever you do. Like, if you're going to try to influence too, That's what you doing. And I don't think she understands. It's hard to compartmentalize those two things. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she understands that you get one character to play, and it's going to be a part of your life, your whole life, even off the basketball court. You doing this little podcast, your brands and all that. It's going to be a part of who that character is. And I don't think she likes being the villain as an influencer.
She don't.
So I think she's struggling trying to figure that out, and probably trying to figuratively walk back those villain remarks that she had. I think she's still struggling trying to figure it out.
She got a bigger struggle. Either you going, well, it's not even a villain role. Are you going to be a modern woman, or are you going to be a basketball player? Because right now she's right on the line of being a complete modern woman, and wanting to just be all out there, be on the Instagrams and pulling down, but showing a lot of skin. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like people like, oh, what are you doing? You're a WNBA player. So it's like, so then she gets offended by it. She doesn't like it. She doesn't like all the attention. So now all of a sudden, now she's getting the worst of it right there as well, in that world. So it's like, are you just going to stick to basketball, or are you going to want to be an entertainer, an influencer, a podcaster? Right. I was like, you want to have all these hats on, and what comes with all those hats is a lot of criticism. So, and that's exactly what we heard in the offseason from people like Charleston White and a couple other people, a lot of men podcasters and some women podcasters. So it's just like she has to go through a lot of that as well. Unlike Caitlin just stuck to seeing, we just seeing her like playing basketball. She's not doing a bunch of podcasts and stuff like that. So that's it too.
Well, Rauch, her game also improved.
Who, Caitlin?
You can see that from the Open that Caitlin's game is
she's in the gym. She's not podcasting. She's not out in these streets. She's pretty much in the gym, focused and getting her game right. And like I said, Angel Reese wants to do everything. She wants to do everything and everything right now. And not to say she don't work on the game, because she does. She played in a what was that thing with the with the women in the summertime? Well, what was it called?
Unraveled.
The Unraveled. She played it. She played in that. So she was working on a game as well. But I'm just saying she likes to have on a lot of hats.
No, you're right, and I mean that's been the debate. It's been like, is she? And it's an unfair criticism to her, but you're high profile at this point, so it's going to come with criticism. Are you really working on your game, or are you trying to already work on life after basketball because you figure that basketball is going to be for a short period of time? And that's where people are just wondering about Angel. I think we all think that she has, real upside, and she wouldn't be, where she is today if she couldn't play the game. But we're just saying that if you're supposed to be 1 and 1A, and we see somebody who is, as unfair as it is, their team is going this way, the other girl, her game is going this way. It seems like she's taking the game seriously, and you're worried about other things. We have question marks. And I went back to the podcast that she has. That's been, it went from being something to now we're just wondering what direction the podcast is going. And Instagram, like you said, she's showing a lot of herself out there, and these type of things bring up questions. As unfair as she may feel like it may be, when you do this type of stuff, those are the type of comments and those type of perceptions that are received out there. So you're right. She has to. Somebody needs to really get in Angel's ear and be like, "What are you trying to exactly do?" Because you can do it. I mean, we see people right now who are doing it. Michael Parsons, who's about to get broke off from the Dallas Cowboys. Woo! Like you Draymond Green,
Mhm.
you can podcast and make a transition for yourself outside of your sport. But the thing is, with at least those two guys, I mean the Kelsey brothers too.
Mhm.
If you do this media thing, you have to make sure that you're behind plays at a high level all the time. And we're not even saying that like, because we know Draymond is kind of a little bit of a dip, but we see the impact that he still makes with the Golden State Warriors. We see that when Micah isn't there for the Dallas Cowboys take a dip. Angel, we're questioning right now what's going to happen with both your bat. It seems like you're not, like Roger saying, your careers aren't balancing right now.
But also, I don't think in talking about the other guys who are having a successful career and being able to build themselves, in the entertainment realm as podcasters, they all solidified themselves as legit players and done it for years before they hopped into, what I'm saying, doing other stuff. Now, Michael Parsons,
he just did go.
He did do it before his contract dropped, but he made an impact enough to be like, yeah, he gonna get paid when it's time to pay him. And Draymond Green, he's at the end of his career. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's already gotten 4 championships and solidified himself as what he is. But also, Draymond Green don't mind being the villain, and he plays that role on and off the court. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you don't go that villain route, you need to take a page out of Draymond's book. But also, to Roger's point, hey, you out here being what do you call it, Rod? A modern woman. You showing all this skin and all that. Damn, basketball, you will get criticism just for that alone. You know what I'm saying? It's like you showing all this, but you put up 4 points last game. Don't let you have a bad game and you showing up on Instagram half dressed. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother aspect. People gonna bring up basketball and it's not even you know what I'm saying? It's not even the same. You know what I'm saying? So you can't, not everything so early. Solidify yourself in one realm and then go to the other.
Exactly. Yep.
Well, we'll keep an eye out for that as well. I'm sure Cravante will have a blurb about that in his Goofies. Conference finals, real quick, guys. Dre, I'll start with you. West starts tomorrow, OKC, Minnesota, and Wednesday, Knicks, Pacers, which we will be live for, and with some other show live at the same time, or whatever.
Yeah, you almost
The other show that comes on Wednesday.
It's actually, you're actually thankful that you don't have to be forced to watch that BS, that garbage that comes on. But nevertheless, I think that both conference finals games are good games. I think that both of them have the potential to go 7 games. You got SGA, who is going to be the MVP, and you got Ant-Man, who probably feels some type of way. Not to say that he was on the MVP caliber level, but he's going to be motivated to be like, okay, I'm playing the MVP this year. My team, we got off to a slow start, but we're back here in the conference finals. Like, let's see what's going to happen with these two teams. Pacers, Knicks. I mean, it's just like Cravante was saying earlier. It's just fitting that this is the rivalry, and it's crazy that the last time the Knicks went to the finals, they took on the Pacers. They're showing the 30 for 30s again with Reggie Miller and what he was doing with the Knicks, and Patrick Ewing and the boys. So and then Rod, you were saying like this is a rivalry. This is a legit rivalry. I mean, we see these guys everywhere. From WWE to whenever they make other media appearances, like their superstars actually go at it. But you can see it's respectful though. It's not like they scrapping every time. But you can see that okay, this is like a rivalry, and they actually embrace it. So I'm looking forward to both of these. Like I said, I think that they both have the potential to go 7. If I had to pick winners, I'd rather see Timberwolves Knicks because I just think it's so many underlying storylines with that. Plus, you got superstars in Ant-Man and Brunson going at it. I think you got the person who they want to be the face of the league, and then you've got the feel good story with the Knicks. I think it's just a better storyline to me, but that's what I want to see. But I have a feeling that it's just going to be Pacers and Thunder. I just think that the Pacers, they just I think that this is just a bad matchup at a bad time for the Knicks. Like our guest was saying earlier, I think that the Knicks may have just put so much into this Celtics series that this may be the series where it just kind of wipes them out. It's a feel good story, but the Pacers are just, I think it's a team that we've overlooked, and this team has been so quiet while the Knicks have, it's really not the Knicks, it's really more the Knicks fans and the media that's like poking their chest out, and everybody, because it's New York and everybody's on the bandwagon, and it's like you haven't heard a peep out of the Pacers. And I just think that's a dope picture. I just think that the Pacers right now are just like, no, we're here, but we're gonna let our talking be on the court. So y'all can talk what y'all want to talk about New York, but we're here. And the Thunder, we've just projected them all year to say that this is the best team. They're deep. Like you said, Cavante, they really had no business going a 7-game series against the Nuggets, but it is what it is. This team is just on a different level, and you see SGA is putting his stamp on on the league to let them know that, hey, I'm here, I'm in the dance, and put some respect on my name. So they would be disappointed if the Thunder didn't advance. So I think it's Thunder, Pacers. Those are my two teams to go to the next level.
Go ahead, Rauch.
I don't got that much to say. I'm just going to say it's going to be a great series for the Pacers and Knicks, and then Timberwolves and OKC. I know we're going to get a very brand new NBA champion this year, which is going to be great. But it's going to come down to moments. It's going to come down to big shots. Ant-Man has been killing it. He's been trying to be the new Randy Orton of the NBA.
Not Randy Orton.
SGA probably going to be the MVP of the entire NBA this year. He's been playing his ass off, playing great basketball. Jalen Brunson has been playing great basketball for the Knicks. Tyrese Halliburton has been proven that he's not a one-trick pony. He is that dude in Indiana, and they can win it all. So I'm not sure who's going to win either of these series. It's going to be really fun to watch, but I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if the Pacers won again. I wouldn't be surprised if the next one. So, or Minnesota or OKC.
Raj, real quick, just to kind of piggyback off what you said. This is the first time that the NBA has ever experienced a different champion over a 7-year span. Usually in the mix, it's a repeat champion, but this is the first time that they've had a different champion every year for the last 7 years. So I think that that's very interesting. I mean, you see Boston, they had injuries, not going back. The Nuggets, they lost last year to the Timberwolves. Golden State. So I mean, it's just
Toronto.
Going back over the years. It's just that's just interesting that has happened in the NBA for the first time.
Cleveland. So yeah, we you're right, and it's great that we're not seeing Denver go back. Don't get me wrong, Denver was a great team, but I do want to see somebody different. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing Ant-Man get it. I wouldn't mind seeing any of these teams get it. There's not a team that I hate that's in the NBA, that's in the Western Conference Finals or the Eastern Conference Finals, which is good. It's just good to be like, you know what, I don't gotta root against none of these teams, because this is something fresh, something that the league needed. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all said, it's great when the Pistons is great. It's great when the Knicks is great. And
Man, it's great that the Pacers are actually good.
yeah, and
That's a sleeper right there.
Yeah, the Pacers are actually a contender again. So it's just great to see, man. It's just great basketball at its finest in the NBA playoffs, and anybody literally can win this. That's what I like. But go ahead, Cravante.
Man, it's crazy because I agree with Dre that is I'm leaning OKC Indiana, but that will I don't think that would do good for TV. I don't think that's
It's
good
not.
TV.
I told you it's going to do good
But
for
I
TV.
feel like if it's going to be OKC, it's got to be the Knicks. Like we can't do OKC and the Pacers. If the Knicks get in, it's going to be TV. It doesn't matter who comes out the West. If the Knicks are in, it's TV. It's going to be good TV.
What's it going to be like, Cravante? What was that? I think it was 04, 03 when it was Spurs Nets.
Anytime the Spurs was in there, it wasn't good. the Spurs and the Cavs, the Spurs and the Pistons. When the Pistons went back to back after they beat the Lakers in 04.
Well, Spurs and Heat was good.
No, but before
that was different.
But that was because it was LeBron.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Other than that, the Spurs. Remember the Knicks and the Spurs?
Oh God, I don't remember. I don't want to remember that.
You remember that?
There was no Patrick.
You don't want to remember that.
You know what I'm saying? And that was the Knicks, and that wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, it was amazing. You know what I'm saying? But I think the Knicks now, if the Knicks come, it's gonna be good TV, no matter who comes out the West. But I just feel like OKC is the better team in the West, so I think OKC is going to the championship. Now, are they going to MSG or are they going to Indiana? I don't know. But just for that, I'm gonna say OKC New York. I'm going with that as the contenders to come out for the NBA championship.
I told you it's going to be must-see TV.
Oh yeah, well, Ant-Man and MSG will be crazy. Ant-Man MSG crazy. Nah, that's a fact. That's must-see TV. But
that may break some records, bro.
OKC and the Pacers would be like, oh God, Jesus.
I think the Wolves are 25-6 since March 1st. So they've been on fire as of late. So it'll be intriguing to see what happens. Thunder, obviously the best record in the West, #1 in defense. So something to look forward to there as well. And the Pacers, we know the pace they play at. Can the Knicks keep up with that pace, and do they have enough depth? Those will be things I'm looking forward to as well. But we'll be live Wednesday for Game 1, Knicks and Pacers, 8 p.m. right here on the Flex Zone. So join us, come watch the game, chat with us, and we'll be watching some other show. I don't know what the name of it is. I don't know. Anyway, but Cravante, you ready to get goofy?
Let's do it.
Time for Cravante's Goofies of the Week. Spring them up and make a call to the bullpen to get goofy.
Gosh, something wrong here.
Stupid. Just stupid. Well, now that's goofy. Jam. Oh, jam.
Man. Good people. Welcome to Goofies of the Week, sponsored by the Flex Zone. Appreciate you guys for giving me a little bit of time to let me tell the good people what I thought was goofy this week. It's funny that this goofy has just come amongst us. We learned some things today. I don't think me nor the Flex Zone panel knew that these two brothers were at odds, let alone it being an outward, you know what I'm saying? Things spilling over being an outward thing. But before I jump into that, you guys know we deal with all levels of goofiness. Dealing with sports entertainment, it's a lot of it, a whole lot of it. Listen, y'all, another thing that's goofy that I'm not going to touch, the Diddy trial, but I'm not going to touch it. We are not getting into it, but it's goofy nonetheless on the entertainment side of the game. But we deal with all levels of goofiness, high, low, in between. Yeah, and we talk about it, try to figure some things out, figure out how we got here, why we got here, and what can we do to get out of here, if there's anything we could do to get out of here. But I'm gonna talk about this one particular goofy where Rod said something earlier about it's not good seeing two black brothers at odds, uh, especially when it's just senseless, really. But Ryan Clark and RG3 are the two brothers that we're talking about, or as Parker, Rob Parker would say back in the day, brother and a cornball brother in RG3. And quick story, I did not like it. I did not like that he said that, but obviously I had a personal, you know what I'm saying? It was personal for me because that was my quarterback at the time. And I didn't care for those comments, but it was because it was personal. And looking back on it, was like, damn, Rob Parker was right. But I would say he probably wasn't right enough, because he wasn't just a cornball brother. He is a coonish brother, a coonish brother of the highest, maybe not the highest degree, but of a pretty high degree. Byron, I don't know. Are we allowed to play? Oh no, is the sound jacked up? I probably just
I don't know
gotta
why
talk
the sound's not working. Let me try one more time because I got the. Let me see if this will play. I'll play a little bit of. I'll try to play a little bit of RG3 real quick. Let me see something.
okay.
I'll try to play
Okay.
RG3 real quick. Let me see if this will come through. Let me see. Let me do this. I'll just play a little bit.
Yep.
Let me know
see what
if you can hear.
See what we could do.
Let me see.
You guys, because there's been a lot of buzz, a lot of conversations about my sports take that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark.
Can you hear that?
Which was purely based in basketball.
Yeah.
I think all of you know
it's low, but I hear it.
that you just simply don't cross. Wives and children are always off limits, and Ryan Clark has sprinted past that line. Ryan Clark didn't like my sports take that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark, and that's fine. It's okay. It's part of the game. Sports media, I'm going to have an opinion. This person might not agree with it. That person might not agree with it. But what you don't do is turn around and personally attack me and my family just because you don't agree with a sports opinion that is purely based off the sport. I didn't make it personal. But what that really shows is just how low of a person Ryan Clark is. But Ryan, you crossed the line, man. You made it personal and some. I really believe there should be no space in sports media for personal attacks. I've said it before. But certainly personal attacks against wife and children have always been off limits. Ryan, you attacked me and my family in a public forum on a level that shows just how low of a human being you are. You can disagree with me all you want.
All right.
There you go.
Christ. Just playing, even some of the milk of magnesia is like rubbing off on him. He playing the victim and all that stuff. Because Mr. Jack is the Uber Goober Jack. He asked the question, did he attack his wife though? He just said she's white. Oh shit, he put one more. He said, just let them duke it out. RG3 is not that type of guy at all. Ryan Clark is, RG3 is not. So there was a disagreement amongst RG3 and Ryan Clark about pretty much the relationship that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese has. RG3 called it hate, and had his take on it, and Ryan Clark was more so like, that's, I don't know if it's hate. It's hard to determine just looking at that to know somebody's intent. You know what I'm saying? Like what they're thinking, what they're feeling. It's hard to judge that. But I wanted to point out, because he also said that RG3 doesn't know what it's like to be. He doesn't live in a household. But in so many words, he doesn't live in a household where there are black women. So he doesn't know what a black woman goes through being in a place such as Angel Reese, because obviously he has a white wife, his second white wife. So he has some mixed and he has some mixed children obviously in there. Which Ryan Clark does have a point. Like I said earlier, I do agree with RG3 in this one instance, and that being that Angel Reese cannot play the villain. She coined herself as being the villain. She called herself being the villain. Play that role. If you're gonna play that role, play the role. You can't play both. You can't play victim and villain. Those two V words don't go together. You can't do both. And I agree. But I don't agree necessarily that they hate one another. Yeah, that's a dislike, but hate is a very, very strong word. I don't think it's that. But like we said before, rivalries are good for basketball. Rivalries are good. And even though both these teams are not necessarily on the same level, when these two players come together, it's going to be must-see TV because we don't know what's going to happen. So that's good for viewership. That's good for ratings. That's good. That's good for all that. As long as they don't come to blows and really throwing punches, we all right. But a little tussle, a little tussle, a little bump here and there, hard foul here and there, it's good for the sport, especially for WNBA, who's really like coming into their own as far as making some legit revenue where they could start getting paid, higher wages than what they've been paid. But I want to point out something with RG3 and that's in that video when he was talking about Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. His wife, his wife, who is white, by the way, was in the back, just so relaxed and kikiing, just kind of cheering him on, like, yeah, my husband is black and I'm white. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you talk about that the great white hope, and you put down that black woman. Obviously, she didn't say that, but I'm just saying that's what's being portrayed. Why was she there, RG3? You knew she was there. We all knew she was there. Why is she in that space while you're in? Some people can say while you're putting down a black woman and big upping a white woman. Why is she in the frame? Why is she in the mix? Why is she there? Because you noticed she wasn't there when you responded to Ryan Clark. She was not there. So I think it's interesting because I feel as though RG3 and the many, if y'all not familiar with RG3 on social media, he points out race a lot. He points out that his wife is white a lot, like cringy, like unnecessary, like bro, your wife is white. We get it. You got white children. We get it. Why do you feel the need to constantly bring that up unnecessarily especially while you're taking in a croissant? Pause. I feel as though he is one of those ones who's very eager to put down a black woman. And that's not right and that's not fair. Because it's one thing, love who you love, but it's being painted as though, hey, I'm gonna parade my white wife around and I'm gonna put down I'm gonna put down black women every chance I get. And that's coonish and buffoonish activity, and unnecessarily. And I think Ryan Clark pointed that out, that it was wildly unnecessary for him to do such a thing, and then had to have his wife, like, why she could be doing anything else. She got to be there right then and there, so comfortable, so just in her space, while you blatantly putting down another woman, at another black woman. And just so happens you have to be putting down a black woman and big up in a white woman. Like, it was a lot. It was a whole lot and completely unnecessary. And then for him to be like, oh, my wife and all this off limits. Ryan Clark ain't say nothing crazy about your wife. He just said, how you parade her, he just pointed it out. Now he's like, oh, Ryan Clark did this, Ryan Clark did that. It is what it is, man. This is what you do. We should not see as much as your wife as you are parading her. But there's a thin line between goofy and great, and RG3 is on the wrong end of it. Gots to do better.
Of course. Something wrong here.
Stupid. Just stupid. Well, now that's goofy. Jam. Oh, jam.
Thank you, Cravante, for that Goofies of the Week. We want to give some love one more time to our guest of the evening, Tyson Rauch from Let's Talk Jets. Big shout out to him and all the good folks over there as well. Appreciate him coming back, showing love. We're definitely going to have him back on the show real soon. So big ups to him. And I think that is pretty much all we got for this episode. Drizzy Dre. Next week we roll on working on Memorial Day.
Yes, sir. Still got NBA. We got NHL. Look, I'm wearing my Capitals. So we got two playoffs happening right now, NHL and NBA. We got a live stream for Saturday night main event coming up. A lot happening still here on the channel.
Now, unfortunately, the Caps just got eliminated, but love the shirt.
They did, but I mean, hey, they made it at least.
Sure did.
We may finally get a Canadian team to win a Stanley Cup for the first time in like my lifetime. So we'll see what happens with that. Tariffs included. Raj, what's going on this week?
A lot of more NFL schedule releases are coming. The thing inside of the thing known as the NXT is coming tomorrow night as well. NBA playoffs Wednesday, that's coming, and a plethora of wrestling throughout the weekend. Live stream galore of all the wonderful matches and men and women that you can adjust for. So yeah, stay tuned. Hit the like, subscribe button. This is what we do. Uber Goober Jack. Hit that like and subscribe button. You've been in the chat all night, so please hit that like and subscribe if you have not. And I am tired, so I'm just going to bid you adieu.
Appreciate it. Cravante, any final thoughts for the people?
Nah, man, that's it, man. We are going into that time where the NBA season, as well as the NHL season is winding down, and then we'll only have baseball. And Neither of our teams are doing great, but so that's gonna be tough. So it's gonna be tough moving forward, but we'll find some way to get you guys some content because content is king.
Yes, Uber, Goober, Jock, Eastern Time. Appreciate you being here. We saw Brother Thoughts in the chat. Appreciate him. Miss Queen, as always, appreciate you. Congrats to Addie on the
Yes,
graduation. Big ups
congrats.
to all the grads. So big ups to you, Addie, and everybody in the chat. So appreciate all the love. We'll be live tomorrow for NXT Wednesday, Nick Celtics, and some other show we don't have to name. Friday SmackDown, Saturday Night's Main Event, and Sunday we got NXT and AEW Nothing on Sunday night to start your Memorial Day, and we'll be live next Monday. Another illustrious guest stepping through. Stay tuned to the channel. More content. We're breaking down each team, giving you the schedule prediction and record prediction. So stay tuned to that. Hit the like button, hit the bell. Executive producer, Jersey Dre, the co-founder, along with this man, Cravante Bebe, and on social media, Big Raj, yours truly, God's favorite host. Throw your ones up, acknowledge us. Only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. Super chat's always welcome. Hit the like button, hit the bell. We putting the kids to bed. It's Tuesday already, so thank you for starting your week with us. And we gone, y'all. Thank you for watching the Flex Zone Podcast. Your home for all sports, and we'll see you when we see you, which is every day. Good night. Peace. Thank you for watching, everybody. Hit the like button on your way out.